Hi, Andre. Hi, Uktash.
Hi.
How
Hello.
you guys doing? So yes, we'll just jump straight into this. But before we get started, we'll do our normal, usual thing. We ask our audience to drop the flag. Just drop a flag in the comment section. Let us know where you're from and where you're joining from. So we'll do that for 1 minute. Then we get started officially. Let us know in the comment section where you're joining us from.
So yeah, we can start for wait for a couple of minutes for people to join. So yeah.
Yeah. Where are you joining us from? Tell us in the comment section. Trying to build a global community. Good. We have Poland in the house. Good. Okay, we have 30 seconds to go. Good. So let's get started. Let me take this time to welcome you officially to our second, one of the multiple AMA session we have had, and this time around is quite different. It is more of an on-demand AMA session. We usually ask our community to let us know what AMA session they want us to have, and this time around they voted for five, and they want to hear more about five partnership with Open Fabric AI and what does this partnership entail for both ecosystem. So today's session is on harnessing AI for a sustainable world, and I want to officially welcome you to this session. My name is Jonathan Marvin Clark, and I'm from Open Fabric AI. To get started, we allow our speakers to introduce themselves, starting with our guests, five. Utash, could you please introduce yourself and just a little bit of what you guys are doing, the amazing job that you guys are doing at Five?
Thanks very much for having me. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of FIRE uh, and the Chief Executive Officer of Network Capital. I read philosophy at University of Oxford and then earned my MBA at INSEAD. I write books and I'm thoroughly interested in seeing how the Web3 ecosystem evolves. And this partnership that FIRE has with Open Fabric AI spells something really important where partnerships across companies should be encouraged. And we personally welcome such partnerships, which are meant to uplift the entire ecosystem.
Interesting. Andre, could you please just drop in?
Yeah. So I guess the Web3 it's about to evolve into something new. So there's a lot of potential. Working together with between many projects. So one of the key things is that we try to find suitable partners, suitable people who are keen to build, who are keen to push the limit of the technology. So I guess we have here Utash, who is part of the 5 years, which is a great ecosystem, which is very focusing on that specific part of trying to be one of the pioneers in not only building on Web3 but also to push the limit of the technology. So I'm very happy to have our partner and dear friend in our session. Thank you very much
That is
for
that
joining
is
our session.
Yeah, that is coming from Andre Utash. Again, thank you so much for joining this session. We just jump straight into the Q&A. So how does this work is that we usually send our survey to our community members and ask them to send us a question that they want us to, the speakers to address. And also during the live session, we allow the audience to post the question in the comment section. And at the end of the session, which is the last segment, we send a question to the speakers to answer them. And that's how today's session is going to be like. So with no further ado, let's jump into the very first question that we have from within our community. So the community wants to know what were the key factors that led to the decision of Open Fabric AR and Fiverr to form this partnership? We'll start with you first, Five.
So one of the most important things that any network or any blockchain ecosystem needs to do is to find product market fit. And the way to find product market fit is to enable other companies and other platforms to build on top of you and partner with you. And what we're constantly looking out for are people who have a strong understanding of tech and platforms that have a reliable community, and then they have a good track record. And in that sense, Open Fabric does check all the boxes. And plus, the way there is synergy between technologies, which is related to how composable they are, how well they fit into each other's mission. So it seemed like a step in the right direction. Plus, we want to make sure that interesting applications are built on top of our blockchain network. And it seems like technologies like, or companies like OpenFabric.ai can accelerate the adoption and enable people to apply the combined strengths of the blockchain technology with artificial intelligence and create or help builders create new kinds of platforms. We actually welcome all such partnerships, and after doing our due diligence, we agree to lend our name.
Oh, that's a really good response. I believe that there were a lot of due diligences that were done, and finally we lend ourselves a partnership and building, connecting two ecosystems together. So Andre, let's hear from you, please.
Yes, so from our perspective, we are building a technology. We are building, and scaling AI technology. So we want to democratize it and make it available to a lot of people. And of course, naturally, we see a very good fit partnering with other projects, like very good project like Fiverr. So in a way that people from that ecosystem will be able also to make use of AI technology in a simple manner. So of course, this is, as Utash mentioned, it's just a natural synergy to work together with other people, other like-minded people who are keen in building and creating amazing technology, which of course makes sense for the user and also makes sense for in market itself. It produces value for everyone. So of course, this kind of partnership is just a natural synergies between good project working together and providing further values to their ecosystem and to their users.
Yeah, you guys just talk about more a significant reason why you get the partnership was actually sealed, which is more of the values that two ecosystems are bringing to the community, which is amazing. And that leads us to the next question that we have here. How does the partnership align with the long-term vision and goals of both Open Fabric AI and Five? We wanted the long-term vision. How does that align? We'll start with you, Andre.
So in terms of long-term vision, it's about creating new synergy and partnership that provide value on both ends. So I think partnering with Fiverr and onboarding and joining as one of our ecosystem partner is something very valuable on the long run, because by working together we can improve the technology. By working together we can provide more value to our user from our communities. And I guess this is it's somehow a natural fit, working, because we are mainly focusing on scaling AI technology. Fiverr is focusing on sustainability and creating a blockchain system, focusing on that. And I see a very, very good fit on that, on working together, each one of the partner bringing his best part that is very good on. And I guess together we can build something even more amazing, even more powerful on the long run.
Good. Utash, let's hear about the long-term vision. How does this partnership align with your long-term vision?
We want to partner with as many organizations as possible who can build interesting applications on our blockchain. And Open Fabric seems to create bridges that allows AI apps to communicate with each other. So in a way, it'll simplify the process of building for developers and entrepreneurs. And we personally want to support projects like that.
Interesting. You guys just touched base on that part, but I would like for you to really elaborate. Could you elaborate on the specific areas of or projects where the collaboration between Open Fabric, AI, and FARF will have the greatest impact? I will start with you, Utax.
I mean, I can visualize, say, an ed tech company that is using data to look at enhancing its student achievement in, say, math and English. Now, that education company might want to form a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, which they can do building off of FHIR technology. Now, to make their AI system work properly, they might collaborate with OpenFabric.ai, and that overall integrated product offering can be created by the entrepreneur in less amount of time and can make it more effective, thereby reducing the launch time, and go to market can be enhanced. So basically, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for entrepreneurs to build and launch their applications, to leverage the power of blockchain and AI technologies, which are obviously two very different things. But there are areas in which both technologies can help entrepreneurs, and those who can bridge this intelligently are likely to have a competitive advantage.
Interesting. So let's jump straight to Andre. Andre, tell us, please, how does this collaboration,
So I guess Utash touched base most of the important things. What I could add on that is that essentially, people building on top of 5 year will be able to make use of functionality which are available, normally provided by AI application. So this is it in a way. It's like, okay, you're writing a smart contract which has capabilities to access AI application, AI models. In a way, it's supercharging the power and the things that can be created utilizing smart contract. And this is it's a very it's like a huge it's a huge step forward, because in a way up to this moment we saw like smart contract being able to create some very simple crunching transaction, moving assets, very simple thing. But with the capabilities of utilizing AI, functionality at the smart contract level, we are supercharging what it can be created and what it can be done by utilizing smart contracts. And I guess this is a huge step, not only in AI technology, but in a way to push the limit of Web3 itself and what it can be achieved by utilizing smart contract and blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. But then there are another question that is popping up right now, because you guys talk about the big visions, you talk about the partnership, what it entails. I believe that Fiverr strength lies in sustainability and also in line with the SDG goals. And Open Fabric, on the other hand, is more bridging the gap. So let's talk more about this. In what ways does this partnership leverage the strengths and expertise of each company? We'll start with you, Andre.
So I guess one of the most important things, by creating this kind of partnership where you bring together two, normally people don't see together AI and blockchain. They seems to be very, different. It's a counterintuitive. It's against the normal thinking. So I guess the most innovation could happen when you put together things that doesn't seem to match, because AI it's about a lot of data, a lot of computation. Blockchain it's about it's about other things like public information. So in a way, by putting together all these different technology, we're able to create new innovation. And I guess this is one of the most important things by working together with other project and partners, is that by putting things together that normally doesn't seem to fit together, I guess this is the most powerful source of innovation, the most powerful source of creating new things that brings not only like brings value, brings something we call it exponential value. So I guess by creating such synergies, we'll be able to let people, and this is like it's the part of democratization. We let people to build new things that weren't possible before. So that will be like one of the, the essence of what we're doing together. We're putting together things that, are counterintuitive. So in this way, we create new type of synergies and innovation that are capable to be created in this way.
Interesting. Yeah, the synergy part makes a lot of sense, and I feel that there are a lot of values behind that. Let's hear from Utax, please.
It's all about product market fit and ease of building. So for entrepreneurs who are ambitious, they should be able to use artificial intelligence smartly. And for them, they don't need to go back and build from scratch. There are already existing protocols and platforms available. They can leverage it and essentially go to market faster, get feedback, and come back and apply the feedback to their product and vision. We want to play a constructive role in scaling the ecosystem with our technology, with our mentorship, with some of our grant programs that are available. And we want to make the process of entrepreneurship a lot more democratized. So in the times to come, the ability to code and the ability to understand basic technology will become a given. Things like ChatGPT, etc., have done a lot for changing the dynamics of how things are written, how people communicate. And now it's a time where a lot of smart AI applications will be applied to every phase of life. And we see as the world moves towards Web 3.0 and a more decentralized internet infrastructure, the importance of bridging the gap and connecting with tools that can help accelerate the vision of entrepreneurs will be of paramount importance. And I think partnerships like this one augur well for the entire ecosystem, if, of course, we continue to deliver and hold true to our technology.
I mean, it's clear that partnership within the Web3 and Web2 space is very vital to any company. So you guys, Andrew
I
talked
talk
about
about
creating
a concept called Web 2.5 often, where there'll be a huge scope
2.5.
of taking Web 2 companies to Web 3. And it's something that I learned from one of the writers in New York who runs an organization that does precisely this. So there'll be a huge range of Web 2 companies moving to the Web 3 space, but they'll require a lot of hand-holding and they will require support. And that's where we need essentially as an industry to play a role in accelerating this shift while being thoughtful that it's not very easy. So anything that accelerates the time of deployment, enables established companies and enterprises to find their new product market fit in the new world will be a step in the right direction. So people should remember that Web 2.5 is an important one as we move towards Web 3.5, 3.0.
3.0 is basically like an upgrade. So you guys talked about, Andrew mentioned creating innovation, and then you also emphasized on product market fit, and then you went back to scaling both ecosystems. So for the sake of the audience, how would this partnership enhance the developments and implementations of AI technologies within both ecosystems? So like Open Fabric and Fiverr ecosystem. We'll start with you, Andrew.
So one of the key things, of course, it's as Utash mentioned, it's about creating new business, new product market fit, and to create value. Because at the end of the day, it's important that the technology by itself is it's fancy, it's cool, but it has to produce value for people. It has to produce value for the users. So I guess one of the key points by building together is that we will enable more people to create more valuable application for the startups to be able to build faster, build cheaper. Because I guess in the near future, one of the core problem in the market as a whole is that you have to be really fast in delivering your product to the market. You have to be really fast in pivoting, because the process of being in the market and the competition will in a way force everyone to be more competitive, to be able to adapt faster. And I guess by utilizing artificial intelligence to to scale up and to provide easier and faster solution to different problem that you're normally handling in a startup, it's the main key to succeed in the future. And even though we like it or not, I guess in the future, every startup will integrate in a way artificial intelligence, even it's like in their process, in like the business decision, or in their product itself. They have to rely on this technology because they're competing with people which are already doing that. So if you're not utilizing that, you simply get out of the market. So in a way, I guess in the future, people will have to make use of AI technology just to stay competitive, just to stay in the market. And I guess this already started, it's already happening. A lot of companies already adopted artificial intelligence as one of the key components on their business process and the business like overall business.
I think that's also a major concern for the job market because people are worried that if big companies are integrating artificial intelligence, chances are they might lose their job to artificial intelligence. They might hire ChatGPT APIs than a person. So let's go to you, Tax. What's your view on this question?
I think people are likely to have some fear about a technology that they don't understand very well. Those fears are legitimate, but these fears are not new. Every time a new technology comes up, it follows some sort of a fear and hype cycle. Neither the fear is completely true, neither the hype is completely true. What is true is profit and revenues and impact. So as long as companies focus on these three things, they'll be fine. Hypes come and go, but technologies, especially fundamental technologies, have a way to change industries and help people really launch important products and services at scale. And I think that's what all of it should be about. Whether people will find employment with the current skill set, will AI take away jobs? These questions are speculative. Nobody really knows. But the informed answer is that it's possible that the way people look for jobs and the way products are built and services built are likely to undergo a shift. Instead of worrying about whether it is happening or not, people should worry about what they can do to prepare for it.
That's a really good one. I mean, if you are in the listening session, the audience, please, this is a very good advice from UTAC. You should not worry about artificial intelligence. And Andres also mentioned that. So let's talk about expectation. We understand that partnership comes with expectations. But this time around, it's not going to be both ecosystem. We're going to talk more from the end user perspective. What are the expected benefit for end users from this collaboration? We'll start with you, Utak.
I feel I've answered this a few times, but essentially it's getting to product market fit faster and finding and the ability to test and experiment and launch applications without having to build it from scratch. And we certainly hope that the integration between layer one blockchain technologies and smart users of machine learning and artificial intelligence can help solve some of the most important problems in the world. We're a layer one that's intrinsically linked to the sustainable development goals. So what we want is for companies to be for benefit, which we call the fifth industrial revolution, and take general purpose technologies as a tool in their arsenal in order to achieve sustainable development goals along with the business of doing good. Now, to do that, we see that both blockchain and artificial intelligence technologies will play a role, but just not for the heck of it. Entrepreneurs who just say that we are doing something in blockchain and AI, throw around, buzzwords. Those are not likely to be seriously taken. So yeah, find your product market fit, apply technology smartly, and solve big problems. That's what all of this is about.
Nice. Andre, let's hear from you. What are the expected benefit for end users?
So I guess the most important benefit for end user is that as Utash mentioned, it's about the possibility to take some very powerful technology, like some very powerful AI use case application, if you want to, and just integrate it in the things they're doing. You don't have to spend a lot of time and resource. So this is in a way also contributed on being sustainable. You don't have to reinvent the wheel each time. You got the chance to get one of the existing AI application, let's say that existing Open Fabric ecosystem. You can simply connect to that, utilize it without being without being forced to do the research again, to do your implementation. You're just utilizing, and in a way it led you to focus on the things that you're really good at. So if you're a company, you're willing to build, like let's say in your own product or you have your own vision, you don't have to spend resource and time to rebuild like the entire AI stack. You just get use that very, very easily. So in a way, I guess the way the Open Fabric is designed by letting people to make use of AI applications, which are already built by the specialists, the people who are really good at that, they can simply shift their focus on the things they are of interest for them, that they are valuable for their business and for product or things they're building. So for the end user, the main thing is that you can focus on the things that matters to you most, and of course delegate things to the expert to be built by them. And in a way, it's a win-win for everyone, because you don't have to spend so much resources to redesign each time system from scratch. So you just can utilize existing resources and AI applications.
Yeah, that's a very good response you guys just share with us. And again, if you're in the audience, please drop a question in the comment section, and our backstage team will push it to us. By the last segment of this AMA session, we will ask your questions, and our speakers will be glad to provide you answers to all of your concerns and questions. That leads me to the next question. What measures are being taken to ensure a seamless integration of technologies and workflows between Open Fabric and FAIRE? We'll start with you, Utax. Want to hear more from you?
Well, the first step is the AMA. We
Okay.
want more community members to know what all of this is about and to make sure that they can start building and deploying. Right now, we have our test network, which is live. Around the end of third quarter, our main network would be live. So we encourage a lot of builders to deploy interesting applications, and on top of that, see what they can do with Open Fabric, thoughtfully apply. In terms of preparedness, most important thing is to have very clear expectations about what people can do and can't do, communicate clearly, do not overpromise, be very real with timelines. So yeah, this is me telling you our test network is live. You can go play with it right now. Our main network is likely to be live around the end of Q3. Open Fabric's partnership has been initiated, and we look forward to seeing how many entrepreneurs, how many dApps come and apply these thoughtful technologies to solve problems. And if you do end up solving something really important using our products and services, you will have access to mentorship. We'll be very happy to advise you on next steps and potentially consider you for other kinds of benefits as well.
Interesting. Andres, let's hear from you on this part.
So in terms of things that we prepare when we are creating partnership and integration, we already built something we call the integration wizard. So in a way, it's a piece of technology that let people to deploy bridges between chains. So right now it's working with EVM compliant chain. Of course, we're going to build many other bridges for other different type of chain. But the main thing is that we already built the tools that simplify the process. Simplify the process of deploying like those bridge smart contracts and oracles and all the moving parts which are required, the technical moving part which are required for two-layer one to communicate. There are some demonstration on our website, some like video showcasing some technical demonstration showing how this kind of integration are working. So of course, even though our layer one is also like in testnet, we already started that in mind with the to explore the potential where we can work together with other people. So in a way, we started by being open, from the first day we're launching our protocol to be widely accessible to all the people. So just to wrap it up, we are building tools for friction point and all possible hiccups that could happen in such integration. So yeah.
Yeah, so as Andre and Yutak just mentioned, it's all about seamless integration, making sure that we have some awareness on what this partnership entails, such as AMA session, mentorship, webinar session, just to make sure that we have tons of different entrepreneurs, developers building on top of our protocol, both ecosystems. So yeah, you have that from them. There's another question that we have from our community, and this one is very interesting. This one say, how would the partnership with Five contribute to the growth and expansion of Open Fabric market presence? We'll start with you, Andre.
So, it's about, people utilizing our technology. So in a way, more people are utilizing our technology, the bigger our ecosystem get. And of course, it provides a lot of benefits for all the people who are currently building or willing to build on top of 5 years. So in a way, um, is not only about market expansion, is not only about acquiring more users, but it's about building a wider community. Because in a way, when you're thinking about Web3, it's not only about, it's about business and product market fit, but in a way, it's also about community, about people who are involved, about people who are willing to be part of something greater than just themselves. So I guess, this kind of, partnership with, 5 year, essentially will create like a bigger family. We'll bring together more people in a more wider community. So instead of being people just focusing on their own island, we're building bridges between those islands. And I guess this is very important, for not only for Open Fabric or 5 year, but for the future of Web3 itself. Because Web3, it's about communities, it's about, it's about ownership. Because in a way, Web3 brings the power of ownership to people. But of course, I guess building such bridges between this island will create something which is much, much powerful, much greater than the sum of the parts.
Good. Okay. So now we're going to retweak the question for you, Utak. So this is going to be, how would the partnership with Open Fabric contribute to the growth and expansion of Fabric? Utak, this is for you.
It's the same answer that I've been giving, that more dApps will be built. It'll be thoughtful application of artificial intelligence technologies to solve more important problems. That creates a growth at the level of communities, at the level of dApps that are applied. And what Andrea said about community is especially important, because for the growth of Web3 ecosystem, the community is the most important asset. And to nurture a community, you have to understand what are the various aspects of it. So within our respective communities, there will be people who are building, people who are doing policy, people who are evangelizing, people who are more interested in the technology aspects of it. And both Fire and Open Fabric have enough to offer different community members different aspects of things. So this partnership will, in addition to the points I have mentioned earlier during the AMA, play a constructive role in strengthening the community and tailoring the product offerings to various aspects of the needs of the community, which is essential for the scaling of the Web3 ecosystem.
Yeah. Okay. There's another concern that is really popping up in my head, but you guys mentioned initially in the big vision and how this collaboration works in the long term. But there's this one question that is very important to note in this AMA session. Are there any plans for joint research and development initiative or innovation project as part of this partnership? We'll start with you, Utak.
We're open to ideas like we have been. So there are multiple ways in which people who are building interesting projects can submit ideas for us. What we plan to do is to set up a Fire Labs, which is already in the works, and really nurture important ideas that advance science, technology, and social good. We would obviously like it if our community members thoughtfully apply the technologies that we've built and that of our partners. And this kind of a lab would be super helpful in, again, accelerating the ecosystem and providing the tools for builders and developers to deploy and scale their applications. So just to sum up, I feel that in terms of joint research, there is a lot of scope of collaboration. So we are always open to ideas from community members from both FHIR and Open Fabric and our other partners. And second is that it could potentially also lead to the creation of new kind of intellectual property, which would be resulting in the form of technologies, in the form of new companies that will come up, and who knows, even innovative business models. It's interesting to see when you build a platform what the community does with it. It's not preordained. We are not building all the applications. We would like our community members to build and come to us with specific research, IP, or business model needs.
Interesting. Andrew, let's hear from you on this, please.
So what I would like to mention is that we are grounded in research and development. So the way we started, building Open Fabric, so we spend a lot of time to do research and development, especially research which is validated by the computer science, and academic, top academic journals. So in a way, when it's about pushing the limit of technology, the research never ends. So in a way, it's like a continuing process. You have to do research every day. You have to be and to understand what's happening in the space, and to be able to make use of the latest innovation that maybe other people created and utilizing in a new innovative way. So as Utash just mentioned, it's very good to get feedback and to get input from your community, especially from people willing to to push the limit, to try themselves the technology and to create amazing thing with the technology. So yeah, and on the long run, we also having an innovation program where we want to onboard people that providing them support, providing them guidance in building very interesting AI use cases, creating something that exceeds the normal limit, the normal expectation, exceed what currently we see in the AI field. Of course, AI is in a way, even though we see a lot of things happening day by day, I guess we're just at the beginning of something which is going to grow exponentially. And of course, there will be a lot of people really interested in trying to innovate in this field. And of course, for those people, we provide guidance and support, especially because Open Fabric simplify in a way the entire infrastructure problem. So basically, if you are a good developer or researcher and you have a very interesting idea, you can just focusing on building that without bothering your mind with all these complex details that normally exist when you're building with AI technology. So research and development is something that to sum it up, it's something that it's fundamental for us, and we like seeing people who are following similar approach.
I mean, I must say these responses sounds very, very, very interesting, and I believe that people in the audience are getting a lot of insights from you guys. But again, we talk about the research part. I mean, there's two ecosystem coming together, collaborating. That means that there's a lot of play at play right now. Let's talk about are there any plans to share resources like data, like intellectual property between Open Fabric AR and Fiverr to maximize the partnership potential? Are there any plans that you guys want to talk about? We can start with you, Andre.
So of course we are open to collaborating in any way that of course brings value for all the involved parties. So of course this is something more for the future, because right now we are more focusing on the technical integration and make the technology available for people. Of course, when it's about other type of things that we can build together, of course this is something that it has to be planned, and of course we are very open to have many synergies that make sense for all the parties.
Good. That sounds very promising. Utag, let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, I think I'm energized by the research potential. The sharing of data is not planned, and there are many, many legal and policy implications. So let's be very thoughtful and intentional of that. In terms of like providing infrastructure to interesting entrepreneurs and scientists, we are very much open to that. And I think the whole purpose of having a decentralized infrastructure of FHIR, which is also sustainable, coupled with the infrastructure problems that Open Fabric is solving, I think the future looks bright for somebody who's understanding the needs of society and needs of business well.
Interesting. I love this question. I love the responsive, man. People, I don't know what are the guys in the audience session are really enjoying the session, but I'm really enjoying it. And the responses are very good. So we talked about the big vision. We talked about all of the basic things about the partnership. We understand that if for a partnership to be initiated, there should be on an existing challenges, and that partnership serve as a bridge to that to solve whatever hurdles or challenges that might be in between the two ecosystem. So let's talk about how would this partnership help address any existing challenges or gaps within the AI industry for both companies. We'll start with you, Utash.
Infrastructure is a fairly big problem for developers, for scientists, for entrepreneurs. A company that's able to manage infrastructure in the Web 3.0 era and apply that with thoughtful applications is likely to succeed, just the way cloud service providers really achieved their scale in the 2010s. You will see a similar trend happening in the Web3 space. Creating that infrastructure and managing this infrastructure is not easy. So we want to make the process of building easier and faster, which I think the community understands. And we just want to keep doing that by improving our technology, scaling our community, and striking thoughtful partnerships.
Collaboration is everything. Andrew, let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, so I guess what Utash just mentioned it's definitely a real problem, and I totally agree with his point. So I would just add to that, basically we want to let people focus on the things that they're really good on. You don't have to bother your mind with all this complexity, which is naturally behind the technology, behind the infrastructure, behind scaling and things like that. They are very complicated, very complex. And in a way, people currently are spending a lot of time and resource and effort to figure it out, this problem, instead of focusing on the 10% of the effort that is bringing the real value of the things they're doing. So in a way, trying to solve together the problem of infrastructure is something that, of course, it will bring a lot of value to the market, to people building, and of course to the businesses and the entire space. So yeah, it's about as Utak mentioned, so it's only about simplifying the process of building new things, and this is very important because by doing that, people will have the capabilities and the time to create more interesting and more innovative solutions on the long run.
Interesting. I mean the Web3 space or AR. I mean overall the entire business space is all about collaboration and making meaningful partnership. So sometimes we call it strategic partnership. You guys just mentioned that, but let's go a little bit more into the AR space, the industry. So how would these collaborations contribute to the advancement of AR capabilities and solution offered by Open Fabric AR and Fiverr? We'll start with you, Utak.
Are we talking about the recent trends?
We can talk about the recent trends, but overall,
I'm not sure I
how is this
understand the
partnership
question.
contribute?
Maybe you can
So the
explain
question,
it.
the question is, how would this collaboration, the partnership, contribute to the advancement of AR capabilities, the potential of AR? How is this partnership contributing to the potential of AR?
I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
how to say this in a way that people understand because it seems like they haven't so far. Look, when you try and deploy or build artificial intelligence, one of the biggest barriers to entry is to have the money, the time, and the resources to apply it to your applications that solve. Most people and most companies don't have that resources because typically they are expensive and wordy. If you have modular applications on which you can attach your product idea, then you can save time, money, and energy. Think of it like a bunch of Lego blocks that if you apply thoughtfully one on top of the other, you will see a building or whatever you want to build to life. Those similar building blocks appear in tech as well. So think of smart applications of blockchain as the base layer of those Lego blocks. On top of that, just the base layer is not enough. You need an interesting product idea. To make that product idea to life, you need to apply artificial intelligence. But simply saying .ai doesn't make your company an AI company. You need to actually solve a real problem. Now, to do that, you need to figure out a business model and use thoughtful cases. In order to do that, you need companies like Open Fabric to facilitate that kind of communication. And I really hope it's obvious now what we've been trying to say.
It is actually obvious. So let's hear from you, Andre. Please, your contribution.
So I guess more people will get the chance to utilize that technology to integrate it in their business or products or whatever they're doing. It will naturally create more demand for that. And by doing that, all these AI innovators that currently exist, they're there in the market. They just miss the way to monetize their work. And of course, by using Open Fabric, it's just providing that for a way to monetize their work. They will be incentivized to create more elaborate, more interesting solution that they will bring even more value. So in a way, it's like a compound effect. So the more demand, the more people will build more interesting, more powerful AI solutions. So um, I guess to sum it up in a way, by exposing the technology to more people, it will create more interesting. It will evolve the technology itself, because the more people who got chance to utilize that, to play with it, to integrate it in the thing they're doing, the more offering will appear, and people will create more interesting and more powerful solution, and that of course bring value for the businesses, and it solve a real problem for somebody.
Well, if you're in the audience session, this is a clear answer to you. This is how AI is this partnership is going to contribute to the general AI landscape. And you need a chain to build on. As Yutak mentioned, it's like you're building on top of a block and you build something amazing, but you need to have a good idea, a concept before implementing artificial intelligence into your business or product. Um, so that leaves us to the second to last question, and then we'll go straight to the audience and take the question and to bring it upstage to you guys to answer them. So looking ahead, we talked about the partnership, what it entails, the challenges. We talk about the benefits. Let's hear more about the long term. Looking ahead, what are the long term aspirations and goals that Open Fabric AR and Faber hope to achieve together through this partnership? We'll start with you, Awutak.
Yeah, we want more the community to grow, the more dApps to be built, people to find product market fit faster, and apply thoughtful uses of technology. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Andre,
Yeah.
let's hear from you, please.
Yeah, so I guess this is like the essence of things we're building. We want more people to use our technology. We want people to get the value out of the things we're building. And I guess this is the most powerful thing that you can actually deliver and bring to reality, to build something which is valuable for other people. The more people find your technology valuable, the more interesting the story gets, the more interesting the journey gets. Because the more people you have utilizing that, it's getting more interesting.
Interesting. We have like 10 minutes to wrap this up, and this 10 minutes, we're going to use it to answer questions from the audience. But before we jump into that, I have one specific question for each of you. So we'll start with you, Utak. Are there any specific product or services that the audience should expect from Fiverr?
Well, go try out testnet. That would be the best way for you to learn that. And my general suggestion to anyone in tech is that we learn a lot by trying and doing. So it's good to learn more about it by listening to others, but it'll be helpful if you go and try it out. So that might be a way to go. And come the end of Q3, when the mainnet launches, soon after the token will be live. So I hope you all engage with it and see our collective offerings. Yeah, do join our community. We're fairly active on all social platforms. Discord and Telegram is where you can ask us questions. Feel free to follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn, and I try and answer as many questions as possible there. Thanks.
Yep, that's good. Andre, so the question is for you. Are there any specific product or services we should expect, the audience should expect from Open Fabric AR, and what are the amazing features that product brings to the market?
So in terms of the product or AI application we're building, so we're currently experimenting with a bunch of different use cases. I guess some people participate in some older live events, saw some demonstration out of that. But of course, as next step, we are providing early access to people from our community. So we're going to start by letting the people from our Discord channel to make use of some AI application from this Discord. So of course, this is something that's going to be released in a few days. So if you're interested, please stay on our channel. We're going to reveal something very interesting. Yeah, stay tuned and on our social channel and follow us, and you will see some amazing technology that we're going to unveil in the following days.
So yes, that does it for you guys. So what is the most important thing about Surprise is that you don't know what is coming. And Andrew just mentioned that there's something to be released on Friday, and he wants you to stay tuned. Follow us on all social media. He's also on Twitter. His name is Andrew Tara. You can also follow him. He's open to communication. Has Ukash also mentioned. You can follow them on our social media. They're open to connecting. And again, our Discord channel is open. Please do follow us and learn more about all of the amazing things that we are doing here at Open Fabric. The last AMA session, Angie mentioned, we do hard things at Open Fabric. That's the hashtag. So we will jump straight into the question from the audience to wrap up this session. The first question we have here: how will Fiverr implement AI system? How Open Fabric will be enhanced by Fiverr? We'll start with you, Utak.
I feel I've answered this question, haven't I?
Well, you have touched base on it, but it seems like this person is not really getting that. So you can just, share some light
so
on
Fire
it.
is a layer one blockchain. What it does is that it provides an infrastructure on which interesting applications can be built. And what's unique about this consensus mechanism that we've built is that it evangelizes the for benefit paradigm. So fourth industrial revolution and third industrial revolution were a lot about creating profit. But we believe at Fire that we can actually combine the best elements of capitalism and the for benefit paradigm. That's the founding thesis on which we've become a unicorn in a record 11 months. So clearly there's a lot of investor sentiment, tech sentiment for our technology. But for the infrastructure to succeed, you need more companies and more developers and more entrepreneurs to come and build on top of that. Now, to do that, we've believed that the movement from Web 2 to Web 3, which is Web 2.5, is a green area. And also on top of Web 3, people finding product market fit would be an interesting thing. Towards both of these attempts, the thoughtful application of artificial intelligence will be helpful. And I feel that how these technologies are applied to scale products, to develop new kinds of companies will be quite helpful. And we really wish everyone who's listening in and who will tune into the program to thoughtfully apply the technology and scale it.
Good. I think this question, Andrew, do you want to add anything to it? But the next question is for you. How can AI contribute to optimizing resources allocation and minimizing waste in industries, promoting a sustainable world? Andrew, we can start with you.
Yes, so I guess AI is technology that it has the capability to optimize things, to optimize production line, to optimize, uh, even industries like factories. It has the great potential to optimize things, and by optimizing, you're naturally trying to reduce waste. You're trying to reduce things that are redundant or are not necessary. That, of course, in a way also optimizing your cost and optimizing your function as a business. So in the process, of course, you're by utilizing less resource and producing more value, you get to have like a smaller like footprint on the carbon or on the environment. So for instance, McDonald's it's utilizing AI to predict like how many burgers he has to produce in any of their selling facilities, so to reduce the waste. So I guess we by Open Fabric we want to get the same technology to be used even by the small businesses, not only by big companies.
And I
So
think that's the main point. Sorry, I really need to rush now, so I'll let Andrea complete. And I think this democratization of technologies available to smaller players and developers is something that's really important. And we at Fire, as we build a sustainable blockchain, we hope to create like a larger attitudinal shift where companies, both large and small, feel financially and intellectually stimulated to come and become a part of the sustainable revolution. Thank you very much, Open Fabric, and to all the community members. I really appreciate the opportunity to get to know you all better. I unfortunately need to rush to another meeting, so I'll have to bounce. Thank you very much. Bye.
thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for joining,
a-
and yeah, have a pleasant evening. So yes, Andre, we just have you to complete the questions from the audience. And I think most of these questions are directly posed to you, so it also makes
Sure.
sense that you answer them.
Yeah.
This one say, what innovative AI application are being developed to address climate change and sustainable urban planning, transportation, and waste management?
So I guess one of the key features of Open Fabric is that it let people to build their own AI application. They can build any AI use case that they can imagine. There are no technical limitation in what they can build. So we have people, exploring like, medicine generating and, trying to find medicine for disease. You have people who are exploring new way for, utilizing resource and optimizing resource allocation and things like that. So in a way, the technology has the potential to optimize a lot of things. Of course, we are very keen to find people who are passionate about, building this kind of use case. So we are providing them all the support and, all the support which is required for them to build such interesting use cases. But in a nutshell, I guess the AI is a perfect tool to address the most pressing and challenging problem we currently face, like climate change and waste management, because in a way, it's only about optimizing resource allocation, optimizing how you're doing things. And we all know that AI is a great technology on doing that. So, of course, if there are people in our community or, people passionate about this kind of, subject, willing to build this kind of use case, we will more than happy to join them and to provide the guidance and support and creating this kind of very interesting and, of course, useful use case.
Yeah, so as Andrew just mentioned, this is a very interesting question, especially when it comes to sustainability and urban planning and transportation. There are tons of application out there, but again, if you, as Andrew just mentioned, we are open to collaborating and seeing how best we can create a solution to some of the pressing issues in the world today. So that leaves us to the next question. What sector do you think AI can thrive the most? Everybody seems to be finding a use for AI now. So they want to know what sector is going to really thrive the most in artificial intelligence.
So, you know, of course, we are speaking about future, and it's very hard to predict what will happen in, next week or next month, not to mention next years. But I guess we're going to see AI, more present in a lot of things that normally we couldn't see it happen in a way. I guess, we're going to see more devices. We will possess like a high degree of intelligence. We're going to see uh, processes that utilizing AI, smart cities or even more gadget, especially on the healthcare. I guess the healthcare is something that will have a great benefit by utilizing AI technology because in a way we will be able in the future to to detect a person disease before he got that, and this is something very very important because people and of course medical system and government are very interested in the health of the population and especially to keep them healthy and active. So it's very hard to predict, but we can grasp some potential, interesting and very powerful use case for the AI technology, especially when it's about medicine and keeping people healthy.
Well, and you just mentioned that to you, the future is very unpredictable, and there are a lot of things at play, when it comes to artificial intelligence. So that leads us to the next question. You say, how can AI aid in predicting and mitigating the environmental impact of human activities, and fostering a sustainable coexistence with the natural world?
So we can utilize AI model to create like to simulate system. We're able to simulate like how people, how like a large amount of people are acting, how they're utilizing their resources, how they're interacting, and this is something very powerful because by utilizing this kind of simulation, powered by AI technology, we will be able to have a better understanding to what's happening in the real world and to act accordingly to maybe fix some things that will have a great impact, a good impact on the long run. So AI technology has this great potential, not only to optimize, but also to simulate multiple use cases and to try to understand better the processes and all the things which are happening in a society, maybe in a company, or even in the economy itself. So there's a very powerful potential, to utilize this, exponential technology to solve one of the most challenging and pressing problem in nowadays.
Good. This next question, we cannot provide more answer to this. The question says, what benefit do I get from participating in Five testnet? So we will advise you that you visit Five social media. All of the social handle has UCAS mentioned they are open to DM, so you can get your question to them to answer it directly. We don't want to provide you misinformation, so we're going to skip this question. Next question: what does the partnership between Open Fabric AI and Fiverr means for us? I think the person means the end user. We also touch base on the answer for this question, but Andre, you can also share some insight on that.
Yeah, so I guess one of the biggest benefit is that people willing to build on 5-year protocol will be able to make use of AI application at the smart contract level. So in a way, they're able to supercharge what they can build with smart contracts. So beyond just crunching number, moving assets, doing transaction, people will be able actually to call some functionality provided by the AI model at the smart contract level. So I guess this is something extremely powerful, and it can unleash a new type of application that can be built, by this synergy between AI and blockchain.
Good. I hope that was a very good answer to your question. So this leads us to the second to the last question. This one say what unique strategies are both. So we just address this question to Open Fiber because Ukash from Fiber is not in court right now. What unique strategies are both your project going to employ to attract new user? Do you have an ambassador program? This one goes to Open Fabric AI. Andre.
Yes, so we have an ambassador program. So if you go on our website, you can contact us there. There's an ambassador, section where you can submit your intention. Of course, we're going to analyze that and get back to you. Of course, if you're interested in that, just get on our website, add your details, and we get back to you and regarding our program and all the next steps.
So yeah, as Andre mentioned, it's easy. Just go on our website. It's www.openfabric.ar, and you will find the ambassador session. Submit your intention, as you mentioned again, and our team going to do some vetting and get back to you the soonest time possible. So this is our last question, Andre. This one said, "What countries are Open Fabric AR and Fiber?" Okay, we just skip Fiber part. Are Open Fabric AR are planned to be active? Are you guys a global project? Andre, this is for you.
Yeah, I guess as most of the Web3 project, we try to operate at a global scale because in a way it's the philosophy of Web3 and blockchain. We try to create decentralized system, decentralized ecosystem where people from everywhere, regardless of their geographical region or the country they're living on or the language they're speaking on, they can contribute and be part of. So I guess in a way this is the pure essence of Web3 itself. So it's about creating new ecosystem where people from the entire planet can, and even from the other planets, who knows, can join and be part of it. So of course this is yeah.
Good. So before we wrap this up, we usually do a one thing. It's like kind of a system that we follow. Andre, if you want the listener to get one thing from this entire session, what would that be?
So I guess the most important thing about Web3 and the technology itself is that we should try to create bridges between different islands, between the different projects, because by doing that the community and the people behind those projects will have a great benefit. So by building this kind of bridges and synergies with other projects and other people interested in the technology and things we're building, it will be something very powerful. So in a way it's like a compound effect. It will provide like an exponential outcome for all of us. So yeah.
Interesting. So we want to say thank you so much for sticking around, and we're glad that you were able to join us today on this on-demand AMA session. And this session is solely based and driven by feedback from our community, people who wanting to know more about our partnership with Fiverr. So we listened to you and we brought to you the AMA session. We want to say thank you so much. There is a survey in the comment section. Please take your time, fill up the survey, and share your feedback. We love to listen to you. And thank you again. Do have yourself. But before you leave, please make sure you follow us on all social media and let's connect. And thank you so much for your time. Do have yourself a pleasant evening. Andre,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay, you too.